Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new Let's Play. Today we start with Surviving Mars Green Planet. I haven't played this game yet, and yesterday the big add-on Green Planet has been released, and I was waiting for this game to, grow a bit, get more features and stuff like that, and it seems to be pretty feature complete now. So we are playing the whole game with the Season Pass and all expansions in it. I have not played it yet again, so keep that in mind. It is my first playthrough of the Sandbox. I've played the tutorial, so I kind of know how I need to start, but everything else is kind of blind to me, so we're going to play this on a normal gameplay for the first game that we are playing. And if the game is really fun, like super fun, we're going to have a challenge mode as well, like with Anno. If you're interested in a hardcore gameplay, just have a look at my Anno Extreme Let's Play. And here we are now in the main menu of this game. And we have to have a few settings first. So mission sponsor would be the first one here. And we can choose between the several sponsors here, like the USA, like China, like Europe, like Terraforming Initiative, like Space Y. So not Space X, but Space Y. And stuff like that. And it depends on who we choose on how hard the difficulty is going to be. Like Russia is pretty hard. So funding seems to be quite low. So only 5 million funding for now, and starting applicants is 100, and Japan is even harder, it seems. But we are going for the middle ground here, so I think Europe is kind of nice. I'm living in Europe, and this is our sponsor here now. The commander profile, so that gives us some certain boni that we have. And the commander profile, geoengineer, city mayor, inventor, and all the other ones, each of them gives us a certain bonus, like inventor. The drones are gradually optimized to work and construct faster until Sol 100. The oligarch, fuel production increased by 25%. City mayor, 2 million additional starting fund. I don't know, is it 2,000 million? No, it's 2 million. And buildings require upkeep less often. Psychologist, colonists recover 5 additional sanity. So I don't know what is the best one here now. And I think we're just going to what I like the most out of those ones here. And I think futurist, ecologist, and city mayor. Let's choose the city mayor for this one here. And the colony logo is Europe. We could choose something else. So I want it to be a bit international, not like tied to a certain area. So International Mars Mission, the Blue Sun Corporation, Space Y, Space Communism, and all the other things that we have here. Mr. Handy, Final Countdown, Voyager. Yeah, I think Final Countdown, I like this one there. Mystery is random. So these are storylines. I don't know what that is, so we'll see about that. Rival colonies is very interesting. I didn't know this game actually had rival colonies. So you can play up to 3 rival colonies to compete against, and they will compete for milestones and give you the opportunity to trade resources. Very nice. So we can have that, and no game rules for now. And here we are in the settings for the rocket payload. So difficulty challenge is 180% right now. So it seems like we can do stuff here, but I'm going to stick with the standard mode here. Everything, so we have 1 seeker, 1 explorer, and some building materials here, and that's about it. And last but not least, before we start the game, we also have to select a landing spot. So here we are now on Mars, and we have kind of like a recommended site here that has resources, metal, concrete, water, not so many metals. Or we can just, switch it around here like that. And this one looks like a good site. So it's full of metal, concrete, water. It has lots of meteors though. Lots of dust storms, so that is always something that we need to keep in mind, and that is quite interesting, I think. So every game can be different if you choose the right location here. So let's find a location that is good with the resources, and this one looks pretty good. So dust storms are low, only meteors is high. They can destroy or damage structures, but I think. Yeah, but they also leave metal and polymer behind, but I think we can defend ourselves against them perhaps at some point. Let's see if there is something around it. This one looks good. So meteors is 1 more down. Metal, concrete, and water still up there. Very nice. So we are on this side here, colony side. mean temperature minus 15 degrees outside and relatively flat. That should be very nice for building as well. And we are in an average altitude of 2,300 meters. Very nice. These are the settings. So we play on normal. Let's see how far we get. My blind playthrough. This is it. If you have any feedback, I'm going to upload those recordings as soon as I'm finished recording. So if you have any feedback for me how to improve, just tell me in the sections. I'm reading them every few minutes or so. So if there's something to read for me, I'm going to follow your advice, of course. And with that in mind, let's start, shall we? And here we are. Welcome to Mars, Commander. Everyone at Mission Control is impatient to see the rocket touching down and unloading its precious cargo. Our goal is to secure a foothold for humanity by building the first Martian dome. This daunting endeavor will allow the brave pioneers, the founders, to settle on Mars and prove that the colony is sustainable. But until then, we have to make sure the colony has enough construction resources, water, oxygen, and power. So our sponsor is Europe, and our profile is the city mayor. And here we are now. Welcome to Mars. And we have to choose a starting point. And we could start now with the probe here. So the probe will instantly scan a sector because we don't know anything about this one here now. We see that there is metal, that there is something to research. So I think this is a good starting point there. So let's have a drone here as well. Very nice. And here. So now we have some resources here. We can see that. So there's metal. There is some anomalies here that we can then research. So let's go down there and see what we've got here. There's concrete. So concrete is the first thing that we need. So I think it's a good location to start over there. There we have some anomaly that we can then research. There's a Vista. Improves the comfort of all residents. Well, this is a predefined location here, Vista, and this is perfect for dome, I think, because it improves the comfort of all residents. And I know we need to build a dome. So we have two primary goals here, or three primary goals on this colony. That is my goal. First of all, we want to have human beings here. That's going to take a while before we have the first humans, but we can. That is the first goal. The second goal is to, get resources and export them to Earth for money. So we want to get more money and get our more funding up here. And the third goal is to terraform Mars. So we want to make this a green planet. Right now it's a waste. And for this we have those parameters here. So atmosphere, temperature, water, and vegetation. And we want to get this as high as possible so our people don't need to live in domes anymore. Okay, so that's that. Before we do that, however, we need to start with the basics, the very basics. We need to get a rocket down here. And there's concrete. There's something for the dome then. There is more concrete. So I think in the middle here is the perfect location for our rocket now. Just like that. And there is the rocket coming down now. What I can also see, so besides concrete, metal is a very important resource. So we have metal here, we have it here. There's some metal over there. So we want to collect that as soon as possible. And there's the rocket coming down. Slow and steady, safely landing on the ground. Very nice. And our very first vehicles are coming out of there. What do we have? The first drones. There we have an explorer. There we have a seeker. And those cars will be important. So the explorer, for example, is going to analyze those anomalies. So over there is one, scan it. And it's going for that now. There we have the seeker. So that is controls and repairs the drones, right? So in this area, the drones can operate where this one is. Okay, and I think we should have had a transporter as well at some point. I don't see that now. Anyway, we have that now. And we have some metal here, very nice. So what we do now is we start with a depot. That is over here. The universal depot. We can have it here. And the drones will now, hopefully, start to collect the metal by themselves and deliver it there. And also what's left in the rocket. As you can see, they're starting now to go to the rocket here and collect this one here. Going to pick up polymer, carrying 1 polymer, going to the Universal Depot. Very nice. Here we can see some hints now. Terraforming introduction. That is for later. So once we have unlocked terraforming technology, we're ready for that. Exploration, we need to select a sector to scan it. And active research is another thing. So here we are, right, researching technologies. So here we have all the technologies, quite a lot of them. We'll see how far we get here. Terraforming, biotech, engineering, robotics, physics, social. These are the technologies. So I'm going to leave terraforming out for now because I don't think that we need it right now. What we need is biotech, for example, so we are able to build a fungal farm and a rocket cargo space increase, and drones and rovers move 20% faster. That is something that I like very much. Okay, so here we physics, we can extract to upgrade, increases the production by 25% of our amplifiers. Let's take this one here as well. The drone swarm. Sensor tower. What do we have here? This is for social when we have human beings here, so I want to focus on the basics right now. Water production is increased by 50%. That is very important. So we want to get water as soon as possible. And let's also increase the cargo space of our rocket. And we have one more slot. Drone hubs are constructed with additional 2 drones and the maximum number of drones is increased by 80. Let's do that. Very nice. So those researches are being now, researched in the background. I don't need to worry about that anymore for now. And with the discovery of anomalies, I'm getting those research points that I need. Oh, look at that. Those workers are now hard doing their job here. Bringing all those resources to the depot. And yeah, it's looking nice so far, doesn't it? Well, it's a wasteland, it's Mars, after all. It's very cold, very windy. There's no oxygen right now here, and our goal is to produce all that. But it's going to take time, it's going to take a lot of time. Some evenings are going to be spent just for looking oxygen, for building or for producing oxygen out of water, I think. Right, so this is the first thing. They're doing that now. So one very important thing would be a drone hub, because with a drone hub we would have more drones. This one here, unfortunately we cannot build it yet, right? Use a resupply rocket to bring more prefabs. Okay, so for that I need to resupply my rocket first and get some more materials back in. So that is one thing that I need. So very important now, we need to refuel the rocket so we can send it back to Earth and get another supply rocket to us. How can we get fuel? Well, let's have a look. There's the fuel refinery, produces fuel from water. Okay, so I need water. Let's go to life support. I think there's the water extractor, and there it is. This one produces water from the atmosphere. They're producing the water for us. Well, we need to have a water resource either, because this one here extracts water from underground deposits, or this one here produces water from the atmosphere. I think this is better, the moisture vaporator, since we don't have any water resource here deposit close by, as far as I can see that. Okay, I think I'm in a bad position here right now. The tutorial was much easier. No, it doesn't matter. Of course we're going to do this. Who doesn't like a real challenge? Right, so I think we need this one here, but this one here needs energy. Let's have a look. We don't produce any energy right now, obviously, so that is our first goal. Let's go to power, and there we have the solar panels. Okay, do we have metal? No, we don't have any metal right now. That would be something. They're still unloading everything here, but this should be done soon. Let's speed it up a bit.
Research complete. Anomaly analyzed. Milestone
very nice.
achieved.
We have researched that one there and got some points out of that, some research points, and with that we have completed the next research, that is drones and rovers move 20% faster. Let's move that explorer to the next anomaly, which is over here. Okay, and they're done now unloading the rocket and are now collecting materials in the vicinity. So in this case, well, they're extracting metal out of that and delivering it out to a universal depot, and I think we need a second one of that. It's getting quite full here, quite cramped on this depot. There we have a second one. And now we can get some metals in there. Look at that, 16 out of 30 metal that we have. And with that we can start with the first power production. And that we do with the, well, solar panels. It could only be used during daytime. And the wind turbine seems to be the better option right now. But it needs concrete as far as I can tell. Yeah. And we don't have that. So we are dependent on the solar panel or the Stirling generator. Generates power while close. The generator is protected from dust but produces less power. And it needs a prefab that we have. And with that we can start our first power production. So where should we do that? I know that you need to have a hub kind of for your power, you know, so it's you have control of everything, so you can see all your power buildings right away. So let's do that here. Shall we do that? Is that a good location or south of it? Let's have it here. Let's start here with the first power builder, the Stirling generator. Alright, and it's finished now, so it's producing energy, but there's no way for it to transport that energy to anything, you know. We should have a battery, or we should have some energy consumption buildings. So in this case, I want to get the concrete factory, because we need concrete a lot, and we do have a concrete deposit here, a regolith-rich terrain that can be processed into concrete and can be exploited by a concrete extractor. This one here, very nice. So let's build this one here, just on top of it. Just like that. Very nice, but it needs power. So let's get a power cable over to it from our power production to the building itself. And this is our first power line that we have here. Looking good so far, I see. The Martian Trail, your attention is required. Earth headquarters has just approved a new project to expand our Martian operations. The endless stream of scientific data flowing in from the Red Planet is too much to be handled even by the largest scientific organization alone. The top brass of our sponsor have just made the decision to sell the scientific data to third parties by setting up remote transmission facilities on Mars. And we have just discovered a new special project, Contract Exploration Access. Okay, so we can sell things, I think, data for money. A new special project.
There's more to the barren environs of the Red Planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder, so long as you know where to look.
The following texts have been revealed: the Planetary Survey and the Dozer rover. Oh, over there it's terraforming. Right now we don't need that. Yeah, we still have some researchers here. So look at that. We still have 4 in the queue. We don't need to worry about that. What we worry about right now is basic production. So we've created now, or built now, the concrete extractor. And as you can see, the power cable is now connected to it and it's working, up and running. The Stirling generator produces 10 energy and the concrete extractor consumes 5 energy. So we have a surplus right now of 5 electricity. Very nice. That looks good so far. Our first production up and running, and concrete is now being transported to our deposit and piling up already. Oh, that's fast. Concrete production. Very nice. All right. Now let's have a look. We have the fuel refinery that needs water, and we have the moisture vaporator that needs, well, energy, 5 of it, that we still have. Very nice. And we need polymers that we have and metal that we have. So let's build this one. But it needs a connection with pipes because it's water. And since I know I'm going to build my domes here in this area, let's have the water production closer to this area too. So let's have it here. I hope that's a good position for that, just in the middle of everything. And of course it also needs power. So let's get our power cable. Nope, not like that. Oh my. I wanted to get rid of those hint boxes. Salvage that. So we can get rid of those cables again. I don't want to build them. let's build the power cable once again. Yeah, it's very strange here, the way you built that. Okay, so that's the power cable. And then we can produce water. But of course, we also need the... not the sensor tower right now. The fuel generator. There it is, fuel refinery. That generates the fuel out of that. So we, well, position it somewhere here. Because there's our landing spot, so the rockets will land here again. And we have it as close as possible to that. Just like that. And it needs two things. It needs energy to the power station, or to a network, power network, and it needs pipes from the water refinery. There are pipes. Just like that, very nice. And with that we can now produce fuel soon, hopefully. That should be working. Our drones are doing the job, and they still have a battery, so drones need battery recharge as well. So we need to have that ready when it's time. Let's see, recharge station, there it is. Let's build them here, 2 of them. Just takes a bit of metal and that's it. But our power is low now, so we need to get more power up. And that is the wind turbine that I like right now, because it needs concrete. We have concrete, and let's build 2 of them here. How much are they producing? 5 base production, 5 energy each. And we need exactly 6, so 2 of them should suffice. Let's see. Yeah, buildings are not working because we don't have enough energy, but I'm working on it. The first wind turbine is active now, and the second one is active now too. And now we have 8, surplus of 8 energy again in our power network. Everything is working. The moisture evaporator is now producing water, transporting it to the fuel refinery. And as we can see now, production is up and running. Production per soul is 12, and right now we have stored fuel 1.1 and growing. So now all we need to do right now is wait a bit, because they're producing now the fuel, and my drones deliver that fuel to our rocket. And as you can see, refueling 1 out of 50. So now we have started the process of refueling our rocket. We can then send it back to Earth and get more materials, especially a transporter. I don't know why I don't have one, probably because I didn't select one. But the transporter is very fast when it comes to, you know, collecting resources and stuff like that. So that is working out right now. What we also need is a drone controller, a drone hub. We need a brief prefab for that though. So, you know, we get the rocket back to Earth and get one of those for the drone hub. Very important, because it produces drones on its own, I think. And we only have like, I don't know, 10 drones right now. Not so many. And we need them. Very important. Okay, what can we do in the meantime? We have water now, but only 1, you know, because that one's already consuming 1. Amoxy produces oxygen. That might be very important as well once we start with getting people to our station. But I want to make sure that we have just the right amount of everything. I think we need a power accumulator, so that stores the power. You know, so in case there is an emergency happening or my power production breaks down, we still have some emergency storage. So let's build this battery here. And it's being built now, very nice, for the energy. I gotta say, this game is very complex in the beginning, you know, especially the interface. Get to know everything here. We have now the power accumulator, and as we can see, it's charging up. So charging 8 energy, that is our surplus. And stored power 0 out of 200. So it should fill up then at some point, especially when I speed it up. Oh, charging requires a minimum of 20 energy. Okay, so we need to produce more. The large wind turbine generates a lot of power, needs a lot of concrete and machine parts. That is something that I think we need to import from Earth as well. And we could also produce it later on, but right now we can't do that. But let's build one, since this one's producing some energy for us. Very nice. And I want to know if this connects automatically here, so we'll see that once it's finished.
Resources are low.
Yeah, water is low. But we don't need water right now. We need fuel. We are already at almost 10 out of 50. Very nice. So soon we can start with the rocket. And there the wind turbine is being finished now. And does it connect automatically? It does. Very nice. Look at that. There's the cable for that. Producing it now. And now we are at 21 energy. That means we actually have a surplus. And look at that. Stored power 76 out of 200. It's being recharged now, the battery here. Or charged for the first time. And 96. Very nice. So just in case something happens, we actually have some emergency power left. Very important, I think. Okay, just want to make sure now that we have everything we need. We need a sensor tower. So a sensor tower is something where we can, you know, scan new sectors. But I'm not quite sure how it works right now. Boosts scanning speed, especially for nearby sectors. Extends the advance warning for disasters. Okay, so let's have a look. This is a sector here that we haven't scanned yet. So think building a scanner. You see unexplored sector. This sector is not yet scanned. The construction will possibly make resource deposits or anomalies unreachable. So let's build in the explored sector here. And we only need a power cable connection for that. This one here. Very nice. Just like that. Working out so far. So my goal is, I mean, I don't know if that's a good goal, but we'll see. To have my production buildings here, where we have the deposits as well, you know, stuff like that. And here we're going to have our domes. That looks like a good spot for domes, because it's a good vista here, a good position. Where's the vista anyway? Or what's the vista? I think... yeah, just having, you know, a look at the mountains perhaps or something. I like mountains, so whenever I see a mountain, I feel comfort. Improves the comfort. Perhaps that's it. I don't know. How's the rocket going? 12 out of 50. And where's my sensor tower? There it is. Still taking a bit of time. I think we need to get our... yeah, our seeker over there, so my drones can reach that. Oh no, they're going on their own. Very nice. And there is now the sensor tower. Oh, and I do like the music. Good music in this game. Very relaxing. I can see myself listen to that in the car. When there's a sunset or something. Those beautiful piano tones. Very relaxing. Beautiful, and there we have the sensor tower now. Extends the advanced warning for disasters. And it's working now. So now we can scan sectors. This one's being scanned right away. Oh, there was a meteor. And scanning is now in process, and we'll see what comes out of it. Perhaps some new resources, who can tell? And with that, I think we're going to leave it at now. I'm just going to wait until my rocket is fully fueled, and then we're going to launch off back to Earth and hopefully get something interesting back. Stay tuned.